CG yesterday, and the Bombers are barnstorming last quarter, got over the top of the Swans in a bit of a grudge match.
Well, the Swans missed some goals. It was really poor. Yeah, they kicked 2 goals 11 through a period, the Sydney Swans, but Blakey put them 16 points up. Callum Mills did 16 points up, and then Stringer, who hadn't had a great game, turned it around. That's a goal I've never seen before, a banana from that far out, Damo. And then he wanted the ball in his hand straight up, kicks the next one, gets them within one kick. What a player Redmond has become. You know,
He win in their BNF, Lord.
He'd be right up there along with Zach Merritt, I would have thought. And he started to kick goals, and he brings energy to this young group. And then, obviously, Stringer, that's the type of day he had. Gives away a 50-metre, so Warner gets them within 3 points. It was a double 50-metre penalty. And then the Bombers hung on late with Nick Hind, who's also in good form, got dropped earlier in the year, kicks the sealer. So, brilliant win. It puts the Swans under serious pressure now from a top 8 perspective. The Bombers, you'd love to see more of that.
This is Jake Stringer. So I was live there yesterday, and if you rank the 44 players early in the last quarter, he was the 44th player on the ground. He was nowhere. He was horrible, but all of a sudden he pulled this out. This was 5 minutes of football. He turned the game. They don't win this game if Jake Stringer, first of all, doesn't kick 2 goals, gave a handball off to kick another one, and then kicked the ball into Langford in the pocket. You'd love to see Jake Stringer, like he was 18 months ago, fit and firing, because he could be the #1 player at Essendon and catapult them back up to finals potential, because he has the potential to turn that footy club around if he gets himself fit. It was brilliant yesterday.
He got him going, Brownie, as did the baby Bombers. They were enormous yesterday. Some of the young guns at Essendon. Now, Durham was... I thought he was the one that physically took it up to Luke Parker and the rest. He made a couple of blues, but that's a goal he kicked early on. There's Jones. He was pretty solid as well. You can see the talent that he's got and the player that he is going to be. I thought they gave them the enthusiasm that you expect from the young players. Hobbs went on ball in the last quarter. He had 10 disposals in the centre bounce, so the respect for Ben Rutten to put him in there and to impact. Perkins didn't play, Reid didn't play, Cox didn't play, so you feel like the nucleus of young players, which we've spoken about, I'd be pretty excited if you're an Essendon fan.
So these are sort of games that Sydney don't drop. They played Essendon 6 weeks ago, so since then they've gone 3-3. They've played some good sides. They've beaten Melbourne, but they've lost to Port Adelaide. They've beaten Richmond. They've lost yesterday to the Bombers. These are just games you expect Sydney to win to put themselves in contention for top 4. Are we worried about Sydney?
It's so hard to get a read on them. I mean, because last week you watched them against St Kilda, Murph, and they were awesome. Like, defensively awesome, and then offensively we know what you can do with their young players that they've got. But then they come to Melbourne and lose. It's really hard to get a gauge on where they're at.
And especially the culture that that football club have built over an enormous amount of years. Like, they just don't lose those games. And especially coming into the back half this year, you'd expect them to win that. So, especially against a side like Essendon, who have been battling, haven't they?
Hey, Brownie, the premiership team usually comes from right now. So about round 17 onwards, Melbourne didn't lose a game last year. Yeah. So, but they were 3 wins and 3 losses in the 6 rounds leading up to round 17. So we'll find out very, very shortly who's going to set their claim, and it's not Sydney at the moment.